Hello, Leo. It's umomgtarot, and this is your someone secretly talking about you tarot card reading. Alright, if you'd like your own personal reading, don't forget, there's a link in the description if you feel like anything resonates throughout the reading. And here we go. Here we go. Jupiter. Lots of people getting Jupiter, and it's because the energy is growth. The energy is expansive. People are awakening. People are getting the fruits of their labor. People are getting hit with sudden luck. So this is your confidence, courage, self-belief, and luck. Next card is Neptune. Okay, dreamy. This is what dreams are made of. Your fantasies, yearnings, longings, and potential for illusion. Neptune making a cameo appearance. Right, that connects you to Pisces. Then we have Aquarius energy, and this energy is freedom-loving, rebellious, idealistic, and technological. So we have Pisces, Sagittarius, and Aquarius energy in the mix. So this person talking about you, or people talking about you, they're coming from this place of this whimsical, growthy, maybe embellishy, maybe more than what it is, and maybe extra words on it. Maybe they put the sauce on it when they were telling the story. They're telling everybody, though, that Aquarius energy, networking, friendships, community, boom, everybody got to know. Your distant relatives, cousins, friends, cousin, they know too. So the word gets around is the moral of the story. But let's see. Maybe what's more blinding is how far it gets, how far word travels than anything. Because expansion and networking, like, huh? What? Hello. Now let's have a look at the tarot spread and see what's going on. Four of Cups. Yearning, longing, wanting more, bored emotionally. But don't worry, we got the sun coming. And maybe the sunshine comes all the time that you get bored and complacent and have this numbing to gratitude, and maybe that's the problem. But the sun is connected to your favorite sign, Leo. So bored emotionally, feeling down a little bit emotionally, but then there's the sunshine. There's always a reason to be excited. There's always a reason to raise your vibration, and you wonder about the path that you're on if you're emotionally fulfilled as well. The Seven of Cups has you thinking about the way to pivot in your path. Seven of Cups giving us the emotional energy and giving us the decision making energy, giving us that, like, that give or take in emotion where you're trying to decide what to do next, and knowing that the person who has to take that action is you. So it's hard to muster up that action when you're like already on this path where I'm not sure this path is working for me, but at the same time more. So it's like kind of wondering what you can salvage from the path that you're on and take to a new path, or maybe pivot a little bit so you can stay on your path but in a different way, or manifest something. But I think that you are trying to visualize and try to picture something different. The Magician is associated with Mercury, rules communication and speed, also just manifestation, because we have to remember that on the journey of the tarot, the Magician represents being resourceful, or getting the tools that seem like they don't make sense but will make sense on your journey to the path that you set out to go on. I want to be a firefighter, so your origin story is going to involve somebody, in tragedy, that inspires you or activates that part of you that wants to be a firefighter. Or maybe you see something inspiring, or maybe somebody just randomly says something. The tools are subtle and the path is clear, and that's what the Magician represents. So these things that are happening are meant to happen. The emotional boredom, even the stagnation. Sometimes people are like, oh, no, I'm wasting time. It's like, oh, that feeling of boredom is part of the story. It's like, I was so bored for 14 years, and then I said, you know what, I'm applying to Survivor. Because I built up a thirst that was so strong that it exuded through my audition tape. So the Magician is very important in this reading. Let me pull the last card. So we have the Hierophant in reverse. So that's disconnecting. Some of you are taking a big leap because the Hierophant represents significant connections and major commitments. Also people who share core values. So really evaluating what those core beliefs are and being around people who align with those beliefs that may have shifted for you. And the obstacle may be communicating that. And that in turn is probably what people would be communicating about, talking about you. The Hierophant is associated with Taurus. It's in reverse, so I feel like there's some struggle involved in making a commitment or trying to pivot to the next thing. I think that making the commitment is the hard part for you, like mentally committing yourself to the idea. Like, let's say you're like, all right, I want to be a nurse. And then you're like, okay, I decided I want to be a nurse. And then you realize that it means you have to pull out your birth certificate and apply to this thing. And then, oh crap, it's only in January, so you have to wait 4 months. And you're like, oh crap. And then you're like, okay, fine. And then so then you have to put in your calendar to wait 4 months to apply because it's not open yet. And then you apply, and then you look at the requirements. You're like, oh crap, now I got to create a portfolio thing. And then you're like, okay, crap, I don't want to do it. Just forget it. You know, and it's like, no. The Hierophant means you're committed. You're gonna do what it takes to get it done. So, and you really have to check yourself if you're there, because you don't want to waste time and you don't want to waste money. So, I think that's what you're really like. I'm prepared. I feel it in me. I need change. Change won't come. I need to, but I really need to lock in. I really need to lock in. And you're just wondering if that's in you, if that's within you, if the fire's within you, because emotionally you feel bored. And you're mixing up boredom for lack of motivation, because you do have motivation. You're just bored sometimes. You have what it takes. 7 of Pentacles to build. Yeah, 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups to build, to harvest the seedlings that are curdling and growing above the surface into flowers. And although they're not full-blown tomatoes, and you can't make tomato sauce yet, they're still proof that tomato sauce is coming. So that's a positive thing. And I think there's some things growing that you're maybe nervous about, or like, I don't know, this person was telling me about this, but I'm not sure. Opportunity when it knocks, I think that it's like, if you have yourself questioning, oh, but what could happen? I'm nervous. It's try to lean what could happen. Maybe something good can happen. Worst case scenario is, it's not the best, but it's not, I'll be fine. King of Pentacles, making financial decisions, making lifestyle choice decisions. It shows the Hierophant in reverse. It could mean like anti-committing, so breaking a connection, breaking a commitment to achieve what you're trying to do. Or maybe a broken commitment is something that makes you have to wonder about what your next plan is, what your next step is. The King of Pentacles just shows a lot of like, I need to make a decision that's practical, logical, rational, and long-term. And I think that comes down to your financial situation, or your location, or your income, whatever the facts are. Sorting that out and what the next step is. That's a lot on your mind, and I think other people are talking about that. Maybe you're just having talks about that with whoever, but this is rooted in people being bored and stagnant and complacent and wanting to take things to the next level, which you can't blame. The Sun is like, I want to grow, I want fun, I want enlightenment. But with expansion, with the next chapter, usually things change in different ways, and sometimes it's like, oh man, but it's good because it forces you to grow in the way that you always wanted to anyway. Queen of Cups, be emotionally intelligent. Although things may be frustrating, people aren't necessarily out to frustrate you, so keep that in mind. Your talk, your tone, your ego, and be the playful, lighthearted person that you normally are. Queen of Cups gives us emotional intelligence. With the Queen of Cups, it could be a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. They're very sensitive, they're very intuitive, so just know that if you're going to put on a front, they're going to be able to tell. And that might be something to consider, because we see the King of Pentacles with the money. Be smart with the money, be smart with your situation, and the Queen of Cups, be emotionally intuitive, but don't just hope for the best. Like, try to figure out how things might make people feel, how the way that you approach things, and be sensitive to that, but use that to the oomph degree. Like, be very conscious. So yeah, there it is. That's your reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment, share the video, and if you'd like your own personal reading, check out the description. Check out my Etsy shop if you'd like the candle, the Wheel of Fortune candle, because you guys seem to be getting a lot of good luck. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I noticed lots of Jupiter, lots of Wheel of Fortune going on. Wheel of Fortune candle just brings it out into the energy. All right? It brings it out into the universe. So grab one on my Etsy shop if you'd like. And I've got other things like home fragrance oils, gemstones, you name it, full moon stuff. Check that out if you will. But until then, until the next time, I will see you. Peace out.